Take a slow breath in and let it out. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Let your shoulders loosen. Let your forehead soften. There is nothing you need to prove right now. Tonight we are not following one narrative scene, but moving through the Psalms where rest is spoken in many gentle ways. The Psalms speak of lying down in peace. They speak of still waters and quiet waiting. They speak of a weaned child and the gift of sleep. Again and again the same truth returns. Rest is possible because God remains steady. You do not need to rush ahead of the words. You can simply listen and receive. You do not have to hold every detail in your mind. You can let the story carry you slowly. Psalm 4 ends the day with a sentence that has carried many weary hearts into the night. In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. The psalm does not deny pressure, but it chooses where the final weight will rest. Sleep is described not as self-produced control, but as something received in safety from the Lord. To lie down in peace is already a form of trust, because the body admits that keeping the world is not its calling. The Lord alone makes his servant dwell in safety, and the word alone matters, because no rival protector is needed beside him. Psalm 4 is a doorway into rest, simple and strong, ending the day not with noise, but with peace given by God. The story begins with God's steady hand already at work. Psalm 4 joins lying down, sleeping, and safety in the Lord. Rest is received as a gift of God's keeping presence. You do not have to hold the night together yourself. You can rest. Psalm 23 speaks of the Lord as shepherd, and one of the first movements of that psalm is toward green pastures and still waters. These are not frantic images, and they are not crowded images. They are the places where a creature is fed and calmed under attentive care. He makes me lie down in green pastures, David says, and that verb makes his gentle authority, not harsh force. The shepherd leads beside still waters, because rest needs both provision and quiet, both enoughness and calm. The psalm teaches the heart to imagine the Lord not as distant from fatigue, but as the one who leads the tired body into a place of settled care. When the psalms speak of rest, they often do so with images of nearness and guidance rather than self-created escape. The Lord is already present before the outcome is seen. The shepherd leads toward places where rest can be received. God's rest is not empty silence alone, it is cared-for stillness. You are safe in the shepherd's leading. You can rest. Psalm 4 says, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." That is one of the clearest rest verses in Scripture. Safety and rest belong together. Sleep is not merely the shutting of the eyes. It is the soul releasing its grip because God is trustworthy through the night. The psalm does not deny trouble. It places trouble under a greater shelter. You can lie down because the Lord remains awake in his care. You can rest. Psalm 46 speaks in the middle of upheaval, naming earth that gives way, mountains that move, and waters that roar and foam. Yet in the center of that shaking world comes the command, "Be still, and know that I am God." Stillness in this psalm is not based on pretending the troubles are absent. It comes from knowing who God is in the middle of them. The Lord of hosts is with us, the psalm says. The God of Jacob is our fortress. So stillness is not vacancy. It is the soul settling under divine reality stronger than the shaking world. This psalm allows rest to exist alongside turbulence because God's presence does not depend on outward calm first. Nothing in this scene is outside God's rule. Psalm 46 places stillness in the knowledge of God's rule and presence. The command to be still rests on who God is, not on perfect conditions. You can become quiet beneath the steadiness of God. You can rest. Psalm 62 speaks in the language of quiet waiting. For God alone my soul waits in silence, from Him comes my salvation. The psalm repeats that posture more than once, as though the soul must be taught to return there again and again. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress, I shall not be greatly shaken. The repetition is part of the gift, because the heart often needs truth to come more than once before it begins to settle under it. Waiting in silence is not useless passivity in the Psalms. It is directed expectancy anchored in God's character. Psalm 62 slows the inner life by giving it one place to lean and one source from which help truly comes. The turning point comes by God's faithfulness. The psalm repeats quiet waiting because the soul learns rest by returning. Silence becomes safe when it is silence before God. You can let your soul wait without forcing an outcome tonight. You can rest. Psalm 131 is small, but its stillness is deep. The psalmist says his heart is not lifted up and his eyes are not raised too high. He does not occupy himself with things too great and too marvelous for him, and then comes the image that has soothed many listeners, a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child with its mother, so is my soul within me. The image is not frantic dependence, but quiet closeness, a presence where hunger has softened and striving has gone quiet. Psalm 131 gives permission to stop reaching for what is beyond our size and to rest instead in humble nearness. That childlike stillness is not immaturity, it is a mature refusal to carry what belongs to God alone. The Lord continues to care after the crisis. The psalm offers the image of a soul quieted like a weaned child with its mother. Rest grows where pride lowers and nearness is enough. You can release what is too high for you and become quiet before God. You can rest. Psalm 127 reminds us that anxious labor is not the same thing as fruitful keeping. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. It is vain, the psalm says, to rise early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep. The line is not a contempt for work, but a rebuke to sleepless self-reliance, the kind that acts as though everything depends on our watching. The beloved of the Lord is allowed to sleep because the Lord himself does not cease from keeping. This psalm gives the night back to God and returns the body to the dignity of rest. The story settles in the gift of God's presence. Psalm 127 sets anxious toil against the gift of sleep from God. Rest is possible because the Lord keeps watch without weariness. You are allowed to sleep while God remains faithful. You can rest. Now the story can become simple. No new scene is needed. The same truth remains. The Lord is still faithful. In peace you may lie down and sleep. The shepherd leads beside still waters. Be still and know that He is God. Your soul may wait in silence for Him. He gives sleep to His beloved. You may become quiet before Him. You are safe in His keeping. You do not need to strive tonight. You do not have to carry anything more from the story. You can rest. Now the story path can grow quiet. No new psalm is needed. Only the truths that remained beneath them all. The Lord leads beside still waters. The Lord gives safety for sleep. The Lord calls the heart to be still. The Lord receives the waiting soul. The Lord calms and quiets the heart. The Lord gives sleep to His beloved. You are safe in His care. You can rest. Nothing new is being added now. The truth can become lighter and simpler. God remains steady. His care does not sleep. His peace is not fragile. You are safe in His keeping. You do not need to strive tonight. You can rest. You are safe in His keeping. You can let the night be quiet. Be still. Wait quietly. Lie down in peace. You are safe in His care. Let the soul grow smaller now. Let the night be held by God. You can rest. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in his keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in his keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in his keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in his keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in his keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest. The Lord gives peace. The Lord gives rest. His care does not sleep. You are safe in His keeping. The night belongs to God. You can rest.